Sure. Okay, welcome guys. We're going to coach our new builders tonight. Before we started the recording, Megan was just talking about those little nuggets that you can grab for ideas, best practices when you watch and rewatch Zooms like this and listen to podcasts and stuff. And I just want to echo that and say, no matter where you are, no matter how long you've been in this gig, if you have a mind that is open to what can I glean and what can I gather, those things are going to come to you. And as soon as you hear yourself thinking the thought, I already know that, you're closing down. You're closing down to all the possibilities. So I just want to encourage you to put yourself in a position to be encouraged. I was on a walk today listening to Brittany Howard's Lead Her Ship podcast, and I was like, this is so good. So and what's so important about this is that if you're of the mindset that like, I can do this, it can be done. Whatever it is this month that I am setting out to do, it can be done. When you enter that place in your mind, the ideas take on a new life. Um, so like right now during Megan's team call, she allowed our team to pop on and listen in, and I didn't have any leadership responsibilities. So while I was listening and being inspired, I was just going back through and sending voice messages to people. And y'all, I sent a voice message just now to someone I haven't talked to since 2016. And that's kind of a freaky thing to do, but I was like, what the hey? And so I was like, hey, oh my gosh, we haven't chatted since 2016. I can't believe it. But I'm just sweeping far and wide this month to touch base with everyone who's ever ordered from me and just to see if you're in a season right now where restarting your plexus would bless you in any way. And it may or may not be the case. And if not, I'm still glad to intentionally reconnect with you and see your pictures and see what's going on with you and your sweet family. But, on the chance that maybe you do have a need, that you need to tackle your gut health again, or you need some help with your weight loss goals. I look back and what we talked about before. I just want to let you know I'm here, and I would be honored to serve and would love to chat with you about any of that. I've been doing that tonight, but when we're not in a mindset of it can be done, it can be done, and I can do it, then ideas like that come and they just go in one ear and out the other, because we just go, no, 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 I can't do that. That's not for me. Right. But when we like Madison, I was so inspired. Madison was 75 points in October, and last month, 760 points. She double ranked Ruby and senior Ruby. And when you truly believe, oh my gosh, that goal is possible, we are going for it, we're going to hit it, suddenly it unlocks all of these fresh ideas, and you start taking action on things you never would have taken action on before. Like me voice messaging a girl from 2016. I would probably not have done that, except that I have decided, okay, I think I can get 20 people this month. If Lisa can do it, why not me? So it's huge. Like what you choose to believe and the thoughts you choose to repeatedly practice over and over, they unlock fresh new ideas, and it changes what you're willing to take action on. Total tangent, but I just wanted to share that. But Megan actually asked me to share about a little goal that I've been focusing on recently and what I'm doing to make it a reality. So I have been looking at the number of qualified, meaning they have 100 PV, commission qualified level ones that I'm responsible for. And I have been trying to intentionally increase that number each month. Way back when I started Plexus, I remember hearing this number thrown around that if you can focus on getting to 40 level ones, a lot of the diamonds, the first 100 diamonds in the company at that time had around 40 level ones. That was an average. And they had strong duplication. They had teams of people that were sharing. They had leader legs that were developing. Can you believe that when you think about that, getting to diamond and really only having recruited 40 level ones? It's an impressive number. Now, I don't know how many level ones you have, whether you're anywhere near 40 or whether you're way beyond 40. But in the season that I'm in, we're kind of in a rebuilding season. And so I decided I wanted to take personal responsibility for what I can control. I work very closely with anyone who wants to build the business or who is a budding leader, and I make sure that I'm giving them tippy top notch support. But I was like, I really want to focus on increasing the number of active level ones. So, Megan reached out and asked, how am I doing that? I think one of the biggest ways I have been doing that lately is with a customer care chat. I got that idea from Trisha Rieger. She shared that at the cruise, and I hope a lot of you have implemented that. If you're on my team, you're probably in my customer chat. I try to keep it to my level 1, 2s, and 3s, but I have you in there so that you can duplicate that idea. Yes, you're a customer. Yes, you love your products, but you're not just in there to receive customer care. You're in there so that you can turn around and duplicate that idea. Have you done that yet? Have you duplicated that? I know what you might be thinking, because I was thinking this at the beginning. I felt like my chat would be a little anemic if it was just made up of new people that I added month to month. Some months there aren't that many new people. And so I was like, I don't want it to be me and like 2, 3 people. So what I did instead was, the first month I did this was January, and I pulled up my virtual office. I pulled up the month of December in my points and rank report, and I sorted by order status. And I added to my customer chat anyone who placed an order in December. And then I kept going to the level 2s. And if they had a sponsor who I knew was not providing support for them, I added them to my customer chat because they need good support. And then I even went all the way to my level 3s. And I was like, if they have 2 sponsors above them not providing support, they're going to my customer chat. And the idea of the customer chat is just that it's not an overwhelming chat. It's not a busy chit chat group, but you provide value in there once a day in the form of 1 to 2 minute testimony videos. On the weekends, I like to do customer appreciation and give away little 3-day sample packs, or give away fun items like the lip care set. I always try to keep my messages short and sweet, and I always try to emphasize interaction. So every day it'll say something like, double tap if you got your sweet tea slim during the soft launch today. Our feedback's going to determine if this becomes a permanent flavor. Just make it really fun, short, and interactive. And I always open it up with a message explaining that the purpose of this chat is so I can provide excellent client care, excellent customer care, and that I plan to do fun giveaways over the weekends. That's all the explanation I provide. And my goal, of course, is that as many people as possible will stay in the chat. People do leave. I try not to get my feelings hurt, but people do leave. But still, it gives me an opportunity to reach out to them privately. It gets me in their algorithm. It has built relationships between me and people who I didn't know were buying. Maybe they're buying directly from me or buying from someone who doesn't work their business. It's created a ton of relationship there. And it's just given me an opportunity to love on people who are the bread and butter of my business. But the quick tip I wanted to give was just that I'm including a lot of people in it. So month to month, I keep the people who I've kept their attention, who've stayed in the thread all month. And then I look back at the previous month at anyone who's placed an order, even if it's one product, even if it's ProBio 5, just one thing. And I add them in and I say, hey, welcome everybody. So glad you're here. You're the best customers ever. And I just have this chat here as a support space for you, and a spot where I can show some love and do fun giveaways on the weekends. And so this last month, I added like 16 people to the chat that had ordered last month and didn't order the month before. And it's been going really well. It's been creating community. It's been creating culture. It's been building rapport between me and them. It's an awesome way for me to share fun things like the sweet tea. Megan, did I leave anything out that we chatted about?
Well, I just had a quick epiphany as you were talking. Okay, why have I not ever thought of this? I have a customer chat that I started last fall per Trisha Rieger's ideas. And I was like, well, I'm just going to try it. But I just had the idea of sending a project broadcast. If you're not familiar with that texting app, it is a great system to have once you're like senior goldish Ruby, because you can send a little message to all your customers with one click. It's so amazing. So no need to get overwhelmed by like, how do I message all my people? I don't want to spend a whole afternoon. You don't have to. You can just text and it sends it out to all of them. But I did have the idea of sending a little project broadcast, because Justin and I have between 120, 150, sometimes maybe closer to 200, depending on the month, of level 1s on all 3 of our Plexus businesses. And so that might be a great idea to send a little project broadcast out inviting these loyal customers to just be part of my chat. And you can actually link a chat, like a chat thread. You can get it like a link that they can just join it themselves if they want to be in it. But it's just this fun little simple thing where we're sharing little videos and doing some giveaways. But I would encourage you guys to duplicate it. I mean, try it. What are you out, right? Just because it is another little layer on maybe what you're already doing, and it might free up some of your time also. It doesn't replace, checking in personally with people, but sometimes after the first or second month, you're not as chatty with people. So it just keeps, encouragement their way. And if they're not interacting with our team pages, and this is something I thought about recently, when I was on I was adding to Jessica Heffley's team page when I first started. And I think that's a huge reason why I started sharing and working the business, because I was seeing her business stuff. I was like, oh my word, I can share with 3 people. Like, why not? Um, and she was talking about obsession with self back then also, and it totally hit me between the eyes about why I wasn't sharing. But the algorithm thing, if our people are not interacting in our Facebook groups, they're not seeing the stuff that all the rest of us see because we're interacting there. So yeah, I think that's just a good idea. Yeah, but yeah, thank you for Carissa for sharing that.
Totally. And it was helpful to me to watch Trisha's training about it. So if you're considering this idea, please watch her training about it. We can all try to find the link. If someone knows the link, pop it in the chat right now. But she treats them like customers. She's not in here every day like, I dare you to make a post. I dare you to do a sip and see. You're treating them like customers. We're thankful for our customers. A huge percentage of our teams and Plexus as a whole are just happy buyers. And yes, we want them to catch the vision. And yes, we intend to plant those seeds and water them very faithfully. But that was helpful for me, for Trisha to say, like her weekend giveaway, they do a Sunday selfie and everybody pops a selfie in the thread with their pink drink and she draws a prize winner. And she doesn't necessarily say, now go post your selfie every single time, but just getting people interacting in that community is a huge step. It is a huge step. And it's been really great. Okay, you ready to move on to coaching? Okay. Are you coaching first?
Yep.
Okay, your coachee is Cheryl.
Okay. Hey, Cheryl. How are you? I'm going to do a quick baby handoff. I'll be right back. You can unmute.
Okay. Hey, Carissa, while we have a second, do you mind if I ask you a question about your customer care chat?
Yes, go for it.
Okay. I know Cassie has one and she started with our entire group. My question is, because our group is still growing, our team is still growing, keeping it with just our level 1s and 2s, like, is that something that you think is probably pretty beneficial for the size of our group right now? Or do you think it's something that we should individually have as leaders?
Yeah. So my criteria are they my level 1, 2, or 3 with no support person responsible for them but me?
Okay.
If I'm responsible for them and nobody above them but me cares if they hit their goals or not, or if they place their order or not, then I just am like, okay, you're my adopted person now. Hey,
Okay.
you're my friend. And then the second criteria is, are they building a business and do they need ideas to duplicate? Because I'm in Megan's
Okay.
too. And there are plenty of days where I got nothing up there and I just borrow her idea and vice versa. She'll borrow my idea. So either they're a business builder and they just need to be in there for ideas, or they're somewhere in my
Okay.
1 through 3 and they don't have anyone supporting them.
So you have two different ones. You have one for customers and one for business builders.
I don't have a different customer chat. I have our accountability thread for our business builders. I don't have
Okay.
anything separate
Okay.
for them. No. If they're a business builder who they're there to duplicate, then they're in my customer chat. But it's understood that they're just there to double tap and help, help interact and then borrow the ideas.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing okay.
Hello. Okay. Well, why don't you tell us where you're at and what you're excited about? And then we can just dive right into, like, if you have a fear or a specific question or just feel stuck in some way, well, let's dive right in, but give us a little context.
Okay. Well, I did the middle of February, I think like February 16th. and I got my 6 for February, which was huge for me because I didn't think I would even get 3. And I got 3 the first week, and then I was like, well, I did 3 in 1 week. I've got another week left. Surely I can do 3 more. And I was able to do it. So that was huge. And so, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's just, I want to get 6 for March as well. I've got 1 so far, which she signed up on like the very first day of March, which was, very encouraging to get 1 on the first day. But yeah, I mean, I have several that I'm talking to about things, and it's just, sometimes the conversation dies down and I don't really know what to say. And so I don't want to just be like constantly like bothering them. So sometimes I give it a day or 2 and then I go back and say like, do you have any questions for me, or, something along those lines. But yes, I mean, just ideas on how to keep the conversation going. Because, and then sometimes I get to the point, like I have one right now that I've gotten to the point where I've sent her a cart. I think I sent her the cart yesterday and I haven't heard anything since then. But I'm trying not to be too discouraged about it because I like 3 other ones that I've signed did the same thing. They kind of like ghosted me after I sent them the cart. And then like I ran into them at church or somewhere else afterward, and they're like, oh yeah, I need to get on it and finish that order. So I'm trying not to be too discouraged about it, but yeah, I run into that some too.
Okay, awesome. Well, congratulations for helping 6 friends start last month. That's super
Mhm.
exciting. So was that your first rank for silver? Like your first rank
Yeah.
up for silver?
Yes.
Okay, very, very good. And then are you game planning for senior silver for this month?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying for.
Okay, awesome. And how many people do you need to add this month to hit that rank?
I think it's 6. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's 6.
So those of you who are new and taking notes, silver is 3 people, senior
Mhm.
silver is 9. So
Mhm.
as long as those people that ordered last month order this month, you'll need
Mhm.
how many more people to close that gap?
Oh, then just 3
Yeah.
or just 2 because I already got 1 for this month.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah,
You're
2 more.
one you're one down, 5 to go for the
Yeah.
Apple Watch. But then for
Yeah.
your senior silver rank up, you
Mhm.
just need 2 more.
Yeah.
Once other subscriptions process. So a couple
Mhm.
things I'll just mention really quick. Make sure, Cheryl and everybody, that your
Mhm.
vision casting as people are getting started with you, say it more than one time that this is a 90-day commitment. Like
Mhm.
make sure people understand that they're going to get an auto ship twice. Then at the end of 90 days, they can reevaluate, they can see what they want to do with it. But that helps put in their mind that this is not just a one hit thing, like a 1 month thing, and then we're out. That way, it
Mhm.
gives you that stability in your business that they're going to have that second auto ship and that third auto ship before you really have a conversation of, are we continuing or where do you want to go from here type of thing. So you can actually, let's map out gold for you this month really quick. Do you know how many people it would take to go gold?
No.
Okay.
No clue.
So for the sake of the call, I'm not going to actually have you go do the homework and figure it out. I will tell you. But
Okay.
so silver is 3, senior silver is 9, and she needs 2 more to do that. But she's going to be well on her way to gold. So there's no reason why we can't map that out and see what that would look like, what it would take. Okay. So gold is a total of 17 level 1s in a given month. So it could be subscription orders. It could also be any combination of 100 PV orders, and also any people that your friends sign up would also count towards gold also. So it doesn't have to only be your level 1s. There's a couple
Okay.
different ways to go gold. So you could help 4 friends add 4 people, and then you're going to have at least 4 people, right? So that would put you over gold for a
Mhm.
duplication standpoint of how it could work. You can also have, primarily level 1s and then help someone go silver, maybe help a couple others, like add a +1 and grab a buddy. So let's do the math here. So if you want to go silver, or sorry, gold this month, you currently have 7. You have 7.
Mhm.
So you need 10 more people. 10 more people this month. But that could also be 2 people go silver.
Mhm.
See how fast those orders could add up to 17 if you help a friend or 2 friends or 3 friends go silver.
Okay.
And you're going to earn the Apple Watch, so you're going to have 6 level 1s. But I want to ask you really quick, what did you do? What actions did you take to help the 6 friends?
I kept coming to these calls and I kept hearing over and over again, keep posting and keep posting, even if they're not, because like people weren't liking my posts, people weren't commenting on my posts. Like for the most part, like I wasn't getting any interaction. And so I understand how that can be discouraging, but because I was coming to these calls and I kept hearing that over and over again, like just keep posting anyway. And it did. That's what helped because like a lot of people like just came up to me at church or, wherever they saw me at and were like, hey, I've been seeing, what you're talking about on Facebook. Tell me more about it. And so, yeah, that was huge for me to just keep posting. So I feel very encouraged about that now to continue to just keep posting.
Yeah. And so
Mhm.
how many posts like per day or per week?
I at least do one a day. Some days I do more. I think I've done like 4 today because like with the sweet tea launch and everything, I
Mhm.
did more. But yeah, I at least try to do one plexus related post a day.
Mhm. For
Mhm.
sure. And if any of you are having thoughts about posting too much, you need to go listen to Jessica Heffley's podcast on You're Not Posting Too Much. Because we have to think like only 10% of the people like see our posts at any given moment. And so it's not over posting. You're actually just putting your message out there more. So because it goes back to the whole marketing thing. I think sometimes we're so heavily like personally invested in like social media or like our Facebook that it feels very personal, and like very emotional. But if you view it a little bit more like, ah, I'm marketing. I am marketing the products that really like, are literally going to help people change their life. I'm marketing a business opportunity that has the potential to like literally change people's life. And so it goes back to that whole marketing thing where it's whoever gets the most attention wins. And so
Yeah.
like what Cheryl did last month was she got all eyes on her, all eyes on what Plexus could do for them, and it inspired 6 people to start their health journeys. So tell me, okay, so she was posting and posting consistently and also upping the frequency of how often she was posting, and she was talking about conversations. So she also was having conversations at church or wherever she was seeing people because they were seeing her post and then initiating. Did you initiate conversations with anybody last month?
Um, yeah, I've initiated some conversations with a few people, but the conversations that I've initiated have not been the people that have signed up with me. It's been the people that sought me out because they saw what I was posting. So
Okay.
I'm still in some conversations and I can tell some people are interested, but they're just not there yet.
Hmm. Well, I will say sometimes when we initiate the conversation, there might be more conversations that have to happen until they're ready to actually get started. Versus if you have people coming to you, they've already like probably been stalking your posts for a month and have a lot of their questions answered, or you've basically already convinced them through like posting. It's
Mhm.
different when maybe it's someone that hasn't seen your post, or maybe they're not even on social media, but maybe like, oh, she struggles with autoimmune issues, or oh, I know that they have inflammatory bowel issues, or oh, I know she wants to stay home with her baby. And so
Mhm.
sometimes those initiated conversations by us take a little bit more time, but just remember it takes 12 to 17 touch points for someone to be ready, and that's actually a higher, like the statistics are higher, like it takes more than it used to. So
Mhm.
life is just noisy. So
Yeah.
don't be afraid to initiate. I remember Jessica Heffley saying she would only be half as successful if all she ever did was post. The other
Yeah.
half of her success was in like personally initiating. And I would say similar to for me and for us also. Just
Mhm.
don't be afraid of initiating because we have some stuff that really, really is a game changer for people. Just tell me a little bit more about. Okay, let me go back to the ghosting thing.
Mhm.
Okay, so you sent a cart, and
Yeah.
then you kind of feel a little like maybe I don't know if the word hurt is the right emotion, but feel a little bit like that they ghosted. So what makes
Yeah.
one what makes you think they ghosted you, and two, why is it a problem?
Yeah. Well, I always think like I've had 3 people do it so far, and the other 3 have already like they went ahead and ordered.
Mhm.
Um, but this fourth one, like I always think like they saw how much it is, and they're like, freaking out about the cost or the total or whatever. But every time they've went ahead and ordered, so that hasn't really been an issue. So I'm trying not to like, I don't want to assume that is their problem. My husband is in sales and he always says that. He's like, yeah, people always say it's expensive. And I'm like, yeah, it is, but it's what you want. So that's what we're going to have to do. So I'm trying to kind of keep that mindset. Like if that's their problem, hopefully they will voice it to me, or I can get them somehow, I can word a question to get them to come out with it or whatever. So,
So yes, I think it's natural for us to create a story about why they
yeah.
didn't respond or why they're ghosting us. But reality might be they got your message when they're changing a diaper, or
Yeah.
they saw it and when they were picking their kids up and then ran home to cook dinner, and then now it's like 3 days later.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we have to be careful about the stories we tell ourselves, and just to assume that, you know what, they probably got busy. Who knows?
Yeah.
And my friend Wendy always says, "Oh, I just choose to think they're still thinking about it. They're still thinking."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I love that thought. So curious, have you followed up with them after that you sent the cart?
No, I just sent her the cart yesterday. I'm probably going to follow up with her probably when I get off of this call, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's always the ball's always in your court. If it's been,
Yeah.
if you sent it last night, you could even follow up the next morning and be like, "Hey, did you see it? I love that
Yeah.
wording. It's this. Can you see this? Haha." And she actually has a T-shirt that says it. Can you see this? Haha. So like, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's a car or maybe you sent a voice message or maybe sent a follow up or whatever, and they didn't reply. You just write back, "Hey, can you see this? Haha."
Yeah.
I feel like that's a really nonchalant way to follow up. But yeah, just swing
Yeah.
it around. And one thing that this is how I do it. I don't actually use the cart thing personally, but what I do is send a little graphic of what I need, and I just tell my customer or my soon to be customer, I just say, "Hey, mm, I'm actually helping people get orders in tonight, and I can help you with yours too. Are you ready?" I just normalize,
Okay.
like, even if I haven't signed anyone up tonight, like I'm going to with whoever replies back. So I just
Yeah.
like make it like, "Hey, I'm helping people get started tonight because
Mm-hmm.
that's my intention, that's my goal." And so sometimes it shortens or makes it simpler for them as a customer if I offer that little extra customer service to do it for them. So that might be another
Okay.
way to follow up and just like voice message, "Hey Jenny, I know it's probably crazy at your house. I just wanted to offer if it would be easier for you um, to for me to go ahead and pop the order in on my end. It'll just take me like literally 3 minutes, and then we can get you going, and your products will probably be to you by the end of the week. What are your thoughts?"
Mhm.
So those are just some little follow-up ideas. Really
Okay.
fast before we switch, coaches, I want to hear, what is your biggest, hairiest, scariest fear? Do you have one?
Um, probably for me, it's trying to get other people to work the business with me. Like I feel like I'm okay with presenting the products and showing the products and getting people excited about the products, but the business aspect of it, I'm worried about that.
Okay.
Sure.
So it's not the frustration over not getting people to do it necessarily. There's some sort of fear in there
Yeah.
or can you explain that a little bit more? Or what
Yeah.
feels
Well, I don't know how, I guess. I don't know. Um, I just don't know how to get people really interested in that. Like I think today I made my first like real businessy post today about like the March incentives and the Apple Watch and everything. Cause like I don't know.
So are you questioning like how to do it or
Yeah,
what to say, or you have
yeah, like
personal fear over?
yeah, just what to say or how to get them. I do have one of them on the call tonight.
Oh,
Um,
hi.
Hi Jeanette. Yeah. But yeah, like just like I know for a fact that I have a few that are really like they just only want the products. They're like not interested at all in the business side of it. And I still try to leave like little nuggets for them and stuff, but it's like I don't know. I don't know where like the line is. I guess I'm worried about the line of being like too pushy or too spammy and but also like I want you to work this business with me because we can be great together.
Mhm.
So
How much money did you make last month? Or maybe you don't have commission.
I'm sorry, what was that? It kind of cut out.
How much money did you make last month?
Oh, well, I think I hit the $880 mark, yeah, for this signing up 6. So yeah.
Have you talked about that on your social media?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Great job. Okay.
Mhm.
Type in the chat, you guys, if you've ever felt uncertainty or frustration or fear over getting people to do the business with you. Like, can we just help Cheryl not feel like she's alone? So type a 1 in the chat or something. Okay, well, just for the record, you're not alone. And the beautiful thing about what we do is that it's it's systematic and it's a skill set. And so I think even knowing that can take the fear part out of it, because if you follow the system, you're going to like over time and with consistency and also working on your own belief about the opportunity, then you will have results there. So my question for you is, what do you believe about the opportunity? Or what does $800 mean to you that you made that last month? Like, do you see that potentially helping other people? What are your
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, one of my goals was to make the 800 and something dollars because um which is something I talked about with Carissa. My son passed away in December. He was stillborn, and I didn't get a picture of him at the hospital. And so I've commissioned a portrait. An artist is going to draw his portrait for me. And I was like, I really need this money so that I can get, because I don't know if any of y'all have ever commissioned a portrait, but it ain't cheap. And so, yeah, that was like huge for me. And Chris has been trying to encourage me to share about that on social media too. But it's kind of, it's kind of a sensitive thing.
Yeah.
So but I'm getting there, working up the courage. But yeah, that was kind of the post that I made today, was asking like, what could you do with if you made this extra money? Like what would it look like for you? Because I know everybody has different things like that they're like, I really want to do this, but I can't because it's this amount of money. Well, if you got the extra money, then it helps.
Exactly. Well, I'm super sorry to hear about your baby, and sending hugs virtually.
Thank you.
We have 2 babies in heaven and
Mm-hmm.
7 here on earth, and it's
Yeah.
the glories of heaven will be holding those children that we didn't get to hold or raise here on earth. But okay, so the uncertainty piece with the business part is okay. It's okay to feel that uncertainty. I remember feeling, I knew I could get people on the products. Like my goal was like by my year mark, like I thought I could get 20 people. And
Mhm.
I really undershot that goal. Didn't realize like how many people were in my first 6 months going to be totally like, oh my word, I'll do this. I'll try the products.
Yeah.
I really had zero intention of anyone doing what I was doing on social media.
Mhm.
Blew me away that people actually did and are
Mhm.
still.
Yeah.
So let it be okay that there's a level of uncertainty. Like you don't know who those people are going to be yet, but that's kind of the fun of it. That's where the faith
Mhm.
piece comes in, because you're looking for those people. So a couple thoughts to practice. And so I would like to give you some tools before we switch over real quick.
Mhm.
Proceed with blank thoughts. So
Mhm.
like fill in the blank for yourself, because these are going to fuel your action this month. But
Mhm.
one thought is, I am looking for the people that are looking for me.
Mhm.
You have people in your circle that are praying for a way to make ends meet. It might not be a portrait of their
Yeah.
baby, it is for you, but it may be something equally emotional for them. Like, and so like that's such an exciting thought to think, like I could be that little catalyst. I can be brave for 10 seconds and like reach out to that friend or make that bold business post or whatever it is, because we have the vision to see what could be. Another thought is like, I remember you didn't mention like, well, I don't know if it's a fear, but I had a mountain of fear. So like I on one hand was like, oh my word, I hope they're not thinking I'm trying to sell them something. I hope that, people don't think I'm pushy and like whatever. But on the
Yeah.
other hand, I was also offering myself the thought of, you know what? There's gonna be people that come back and thank me for sharing with them. And so you know, there's can be sometimes two different things going on in our head, but we can choose, because we can choose our thoughts. We can choose to operate from the thought that's going to drive us into more productive action, which is I'm looking for the people that are looking for me, and I can be the catalyst for change in someone else's life. And like that, how does that feel? Does that like help you feel motivated and encouraged to go continue doing what you're doing? Because it sounds like, I mean, Carissa is an amazing coach, so she has
Mhm.
she has you
Yeah.
doing taking the action.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I don't know. I just kind of am just rolling with it and hoping, you know, like you said, somebody out there is looking for it. So
Mhm.
hopefully they will find me.
Yes. And so when I said system or systems
Mhm.
and the skills that you're learning
Mhm.
to reach out, you're learning to post, you're learning to
Yeah.
follow up. And on the posting part, I would also make sure that you go live in your
Mhm.
stories and on your Facebook wall, because those are high activity actions, and especially talking about the business and why. And
Okay.
there's a lot of different. So I think sometimes it's not even almost a fear, but sometimes it's almost like our words, like we don't have the words, and sometimes
Mhm.
calls like this just help you verbalize out like why you're doing this or what it means to you personally.
Mhm.
And you can like sound clip those into like a little reel or pop on and just do a rambly 10-minute video, like with the kids
Mhm.
on your lap. Like it does not have to be perfect, raw, real, all the things, but just
Mhm.
share, because, and I think the more you verbalize, like I'm looking for the people that are looking for me. I'm looking for people who are Googling ways to make money from home. Like, guys, this
Mhm.
opportunity is legit. So
Yeah.
I would just encourage you to keep doing what you're doing, because it's the yet factor. You're taking the big, bold action, and it's just that time gap of uncertainty, because you don't know who those people are yet, but it might even be some of the people you've already signed up. It might be
Yeah.
the next person that you get started tomorrow because you made your post today that they see and are like,
Mhm.
hey, Cheryl, let's
Yeah.
chat, you know?
Yeah.
Very fun. Carissa, did you have anything you wanted to chime in?
Oh, not a whole heap. I just wanted to shout her out for also doing a pop-up event that she pulled together really quickly with urgency. I was proud of her for that. And I forgot she's doing the Star Diamonds Rising. And she did an amazing business post today, which she already shared. So
Awesome. Well, keep
yeah.
up the good work and keep us posted, because next month on the new investor call, you're going to have a bunch of new people from your team on the next coaching call, and you'll be able to report back of what happened in March and how you did it.
Oh,
Awesome.
I also shared in the chat for everybody. If anyone shares the thought of, I freeze when they say yes, or if I do get someone interested in the business, I don't know what to do to launch them or get them started. I put a video in the chat for you all. I cannot stress enough how much that thought is paralyzing you, when the truth is actually very, very opposite. You do know exactly what to do to build this business. You recruit, you retain, you duplicate, and you lead. You influence people to buy products. You support them as they use the products. You prompt them to share about the products, and then you prompt them to share about the opportunity. You know this. That's not mysterious, but for whatever reason, we believe the thought that I don't know what to do to help someone launch their business. So I want you to erase that thought that I struggle with what to do to launch someone in their business, because that is not truth. Most of you that have been saying that in the chat, you've been here a while. You post, you reach out, you host events, you do little messenger, testimony nights, like all of those things that you do, you help someone else do. That's how you launch a person. So I really, really want to challenge everybody who said that that's a struggle for you. I want to challenge you first with the lowest hanging fruit, which is to take that thought, put it down on paper, and choose a powerful thought to practice. Okay? It can be whatever resonates with you, but for me, it's I know what to do and I'm doing it. So often, just replacing I'm not sure what to do with I'm doing it right now. I'm working with so-and-so right now, helping them post, or I'm working with so-and-so right now, helping them text 5 friends. I'm doing it. Those kind of thoughts can get you out of the quicksand and moving forward.
Yes.
Who are we coaching? And I forgot to pray us in, so I'll pray us out after
I
we
thought
coach.
about that. I was like, maybe I missed it. Okay, Molly. Let's see. Molly, are you on? Na na na. Molly, if you're on, go ahead and unmute. And you can, I don't know if I see her on actually.
I don't see a Molly.
Let me check my chat real fast. Oh, okay. She actually had to get off and go to bed because she has to be up by 4:30. So you know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna say, why don't we just wrap up because we're about 45 minutes into this call. And actually, Cheryl, we'll have the recording, and this is for anyone that gets coached live. Always go back and listen to your coaching call because there'll probably be some things that you hear that maybe you didn't hear the first time, or you can like take some notes and jot some things down that stuck out to you the second time. And then also with along the same lines of what Carissa was talking about with not feeling like you don't know what to do. Madison just shared on the other call about going from 78 points in October or November to over 750 points in February. And so many of you are practicing. You're practicing. And then when when all the new golds come and the new senior silvers, like you're ready to steward that because you've been practicing. You've been practicing on yourself. And if you sign even one person, you can show them what you did to do that. And the other thing, I think sometimes if we think that thought, it holds us back from even taking the action to get the person, And also, if you ever feel like you don't know what to do, there's a whole team of resources and of people. Like you're on an amazing, like star diamond team, sidelines, uplines, like all over the place. So to say you don't know what to do is your brain lying to you. So I'm just agreeing with Carissa on that.
Yeah, and to quote Jessica Heffley, when we believe we don't know what to do, our brain gets to just take a break, go sit on the couch and eat a sandwich. And that's a big relief sometimes, isn't it? So really, I think if you do struggle with that, sit down and just write out like, what did I do to get my first 3 people? What did I do to get my first 3 people? Write down like 8 little bullet points of actions that you took. And then when you sign somebody who says, yes, I would like to make some extra income. Yes, $880 sounds great to me. Then you just look at your little bullet list and go, okay, well, here's what I did. First thing I did was reached out to my 5 nearest and dearest. And I was like, hey, listen, I would love for you to do Plexus. But even if you don't want to do Plexus, I need your support. I need you in my corner. I need you commenting, liking my posts. I need you referring me to your friends. Can you be my cheerleader? I remember doing that. I had a powwow with my inner circle and being like, I hope you can one day be on board with actually doing this with me. But in the meantime, can you please be my cheer squad? That was one of my things. So whatever is on that little list for you, say that to your new person. Okay, the first thing I did was I popped up a post. Here's what it looked like. It was tragic. It was so embarrassing, but it got attention. The next thing I did was I had a powwow with my nearest and dearest. The next thing I did was message a bunch of people. I messaged a bunch of people who were struggling in their health and had no clue that gut health was at the root of these issues. So, I mean, obviously we have our little system, right? The PLP, you help someone post, you help them, PLLP, help them post, help them make a list of names, help them go live and help them host a little event of any kind. But if you don't like the PLLP, try it what I said. What are the first things you did to get your 3 people? And then help walk your person through it. The biggest thing is like, people just need you to work with them. They need you to hold their hand and show them how it's done. I want to share y'all something that Chris said to me the other night because it was really profound. He is like my #1 business advisor. I know you feel this way about Justin too. But he said, Carissa, you're in the business of helping women feel safe doing hard things. And, bless him, he's married to a woman. He understands women and he's like, we're kind of emotional. We're kind of dramatic sometimes. And it doesn't always feel safe to do a hard thing. It's not so much like that with the men. But he said, you're in the business of helping women feel safe doing hard things. And I was like, Light bulb, that's very helpful, isn't it? So ask yourself, how can I help this woman feel safe doing hard things? Well, I can do it with her. I can give her an idea of what to say. I can bring her over to my house and we'll go live together like you did with Margaret. There's so many ways. We just have to get our creative brain flowing. Anything else to add before I pray us out?
I just was going to mention to Cheryl to scroll back up to the comments because there was a lot of people sharing a lot of love during your coaching. And because I know it takes a lot of bravery to be coached live, but everybody gleans so much. So thank you, Cheryl, for being willing to be in the hot seat. And then don't forget the Star Diamond Challenge, you guys. Everybody has got to be in that and doing it this month, because what happens right now this month in your business is going to impact what happens in the next 6 months, in the next 9 months, for all of 2024. And the tippy top diamonds in Plexus are doing this training. And so there's, for our team specifically, there's not a whole lot of other things going on except like we're just holding each other accountable to doing those videos and taking the action every single day. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, well, message us after this and we will get you plugged in.
Okay, well, I actually I'm gonna go pop that reminder in my chat after this for those who haven't caught up on day 2 yet. But let me pray us out, and we'll see everybody back here this next Tuesday night, same time, 6:45, and make sure you invite your sidelines, downlines, uplines. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this group of women and men who have linked arms together to do hard things together. I have grown so much because of this business, because it has pushed me to be courageous, because it has pushed me to be selfless. It has pushed me to grow in areas where I'm weak. And it has also pushed me to strengthen areas where I'm naturally strong. It's such an honor to partner with the people that are here. And I pray blessing over each and every one of their businesses. I pray for like otherworldly boldness, that you would whisper to them the ideas and actions that you want them to take, and give them the strength and courage to take those actions, even if they're messy, even if they're imperfect, and keep that person that they're going to bless ever on the forefront of their mind and heart. I just also pray right now that you would remove like a spirit of perfection, that any action anyone is considering taking, that you would just remind them, it's okay if it's messy. It's okay if you sound a little silly or dumb. I love the thought Megan shared. There will be people who come back and thank me for sharing with them, and they can never have their lives change. They can never come back and thank if we don't take that first scary step to offer them the blessing. So I just want to pray that bravery and courage over everyone tonight, that they would step out, stick their neck out, and offer the blessing. Thank you again for this community where we can bolster one another up to do hard things, and then come away and celebrate one another for those victories. I pray blessing, blessing, blessing over the month of March. I'm very expectant and hopeful and excited for all the victories that are going to come this month, all of the amazing Apple Watches that will be earned, and the health victories that will take place, and the rank ups and bonuses that people will earn, and pray that good things would happen as a result of all of that. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.